This is Timmy Tibet, a small boy with a big heart. Little Timmy is only 6 years old and wanted only one thing for Christmas. Was it an Xbox 360? Accompanied by these great titles? No. Was it an iPod, cell phone, or tons of cash? No. And no, it wasn't a laptop with a wireless mouse and fancy new speakers. In fact, what Timmy really wanted was the new metamorphosis bot from Joy Toy Inc., found only at GoMart. Go smart at GoMart. But Timmy never got his metamorphosis bot. The next day, while Timmy was watching TV, Timmy noticed a commercial with Santa, explaining that his elves work too hard this year and have too many toys, and that if you send in a letter with your name of the toy you want, Santa just might give it to you. Timmy squealed with joy. He couldn't believe the opportunity that had just been given to him. Finally, a chance to get my metamorphosis bot, Timmy thought to himself as he began to write the letter to Santa Claus. When Timmy finished his letter, he let out a howl of joy. Wow! And so off Timmy went to place his letter in the mailbox. Timmy was so excited he leapt down the stairs in a single bound. Then out the door he went. Shortly after leaving the house, little Timmy realized he didn't even have a mailbox. What was poor Timmy to do? "I've got it," yelled Timmy. "I'll put it in the neighbor's mailbox." Timmy then ran to the neighbors with great excitement. Snickering to himself with anticipation and joy, Timmy placed the letter in the mailbox. Timmy skipped all the way home to wait for his new toy to arrive. Little did Timmy know that there was another person who didn't get what they wanted for Christmas, except what the man wanted was no metamorphosis spot, but little Timmy himself. The man sniffed little Timmy's letter with great pleasure before following little Timmy home. The man arrived shortly after Timmy had gotten home. Timmy had in fact just walked through the door. Timmy peeked around the corner to see what had caused the ruckus, but to Timmy's eyes there was no one to be found. A while later, Timmy headed into the kitchen to get himself some supper. Little Timmy loved cinnamon rolls. He enjoyed every sugary soaked bite. On his way out, Timmy heard a noise at the back door, but when he turned, there was nobody. "Oh well," Timmy said, as he continued to the living room to watch TV with his father. Timmy soon finished his rolls. This saddened him, for after supper is bedtime. "Get your ass to bed, boy," Mr. Tibet yelled. Timmy slowly climbed the stairs up to his room. After saying his prayers, Timmy soon fell into a deep sleep. Mr. Tibet, enjoying himself with his booze and pretzels, soon heard a ring at the door. Reluctant to get up, Mr. Tibet took his time getting to the door. Roughly 40 minutes later, Mr. Tibet got up and answered the door. Mr. Tibet answered the door to see the man who earlier stalked his son. Being unaware of this, Mr. Tibet was easily convinced by the man that he was a kitchen cupboard repairman. Ignorantly letting the man in, Mr. Tibet explained how his cupboards did need some repairs. Mr. Tibet rambled on and didn't realize he was slurring his words due to the high amount of alcohol he consumed earlier that day. The man ignored Mr. Tibet and began scanning the house, hoping to see little Timmy. Pretending to work on cupboards, the man waited patiently until Mr. Tibet drank himself to sleep. Minutes later, Mr. Tibet was out colder than ice. Noticing that Mr. Tibet was soon asleep, he began searching the house for the boy, hastily sneaking with joy, for his plot was all too easily accomplished. He crept towards Timmy's room with the stealth of a rabid mongoose. Finally he reached little Timmy's room and entered. Crawling around in the dark, he waited patiently for his eyes to adjust to the darkness. Soon he was able to see, and immediately snuck beside little Timmy and sniffed him. He liked the way Timmy smelt, like burnt hair wrapped in a month-old baby diaper. Questioning his next move, the man decided to look around for an object he might strike Timmy over the head with, rendering him unconscious and therefore easier to escape with. "A small table." "Perfect," the man said. The man then lifted the small table over his head and swung hard, striking poor Timmy across the head and leaving him unconscious. With a great evil smile upon his face, the man dragged poor little Timmy out the door, and down the stairs, all the stairs, even down the second flight of stairs. He then threw little Timmy over his shoulder, and out the door. "I've taken the child," the man yelled in victory. Mr. Tibbet appeared at the window with great hatred in his eyes. Mr. Tibbet then ran out the door to retrieve his child, still great hatred in his eyes. Only 2 words ran through the man's mind. "Oh, shit." Mr. Tibbet charged at the man with a strange pink metal pole. Running and screaming profanities, Mr. Tibbet caught up with the man who had taken his child. The man then dropped Timmy at a failed attempt to flee for his life. Mr. Tibbet yelled and revolted, an even greater hatred in his eyes as he held back the strange metal pole, ready to swing. "Oh God, no!" the man screamed. Mr. Tibbet held back his pink wand of justice and swung. Mr. Tibbet started curve-stomping the man. Mr. Tibbet immediately then got in his car and rammed the man. The man then lay dead. Mr. Tibbet then carried his son back into the house. Then he gently placed him on the couch. Later, when poor Timmy awoke, his father explained to him what happened, then explained how there was one last present for Timmy that he'd gotten mixed up with some other things. And off to the kitchen he went. "Here you are, little Timmy. This is for you." "Why a carton of eggs?" Timmy wondered. "A metamorphosis bot? Wow! It looks like Timmy got what he wanted after all." The end.